hitting that.
Chilling at the head of the table where the bosses sit, stunning everything in sight, whether it's in the bloodline or corporate. Walk me out, they made a big smile, no handcuff our officers. Hold on, wait. They lost the script, we got some shooters. Pow. It's off the hip. Yeah. Oh, chilling at the head of the table where the bosses sit, stunning everything in sight, whether it's in the bloodline or corporate. Walk me out, they rain a big smile, no handcuff our officers. Hold on, wait, I think they lost the script, we got some shooters. Pow. It's off the hip. Chilling at the head of the table where the bosses sit, stunning everything in sight, whether it's in the bloodline or corporate. Walk me out the arena, big smile, no handcuff my officers. Hold on, wait, I think they lost the script, we got some shooters. Pow. It's off the hip.
My wonderful nation, off the hip nation, Gamers Hub family, unwelcome your thoughts, off the hip. We are here, December 6th, 2024. My brother Razor, what's the word, man?
Ooh, but before we get started, something just dawned upon me not too long ago. If you guys haven't been keeping up with Bust Up and Radio, they had a certain somebody on this week, and he professed to the world who his tribal chief is. So for that, I think we need to hear that Zilla track one time.
Oh wait, let's turn it up some for them then. Let's go.
I know it's popular, they know that'll be good. Put on for the tribe, I'm the one that's alive, I'm the one that survived through the truth and the lies. Put food on the table, tatted in pride, acknowledge my blood and know that we good. Put on for the tribe, I'm the one that's alive, I'm the one that survived through the truth and the lies. Put food on the table, tatted in pride, acknowledge my blood and know that we good. Locked in a cage, filled up with rage. Looking for better days, I created them better days. Broke free from the mold, the stories were told. The days were empty, the nights were cut off for the tribe. I'm the one that's alive, I'm the one that survived through the truth and the lies. Put food on the table, tatted in pride, acknowledge my blood and know that we good. Put on for the tribe, I'm the one that we good, are we good? The tribe, I'm the one that we good, are we good? I'm the one that's alive, locked in a cage, filled up with rage. Looking for better days, I created them better days. Broke free from the mold, the stories were told. The days were empty, the nights were cut off for the tribe. I'm the one that's alive, I'm the one that survived through the truth and the lies. Put food on the table, tatted in pride, acknowledge my blood and know that we good. Put on for the tribe, I'm the one that we good, are we good? I'm the one that put on for the tribe. That's alive, locked in a cage, filled up with rage. Looking for better days, I created them better days. Broke free from the mold, the stories were told. The days were empty, the nights were cold. Acknowledge popular, they know that be good. I'm the one that's alive, Acknowledge popular, they know that be good. I'm the one that's alive, I'm the one that we good, are we good? The tribe. I'm the one that we good, are we good? I'm the one that's alive.
Man, that right there.
there is a very distinct reason why I wanted to hear that song one time, because it seems that Solo and crew still got that Black Air Force energy going on right now.
Yeah, they on timing. And Leo, as a matter of fact, I'm glad you bring that up. Before we get into the episode of SmackDown, let's do a little sidebar right here while we got him, and then we could upload this after. You know what I'm saying? What you felt about that? And just to cue you in, folks, smart and y'all up. We talking about the Busted Open interview with Zillify 2. You know what I'm saying? How'd you feel about that, Razor? Like,
I mean, if you follow back in his past interviews, he hasn't budged ever since.
right?
He's been A1 day one. Respect to his elders. So I'm not incredibly surprised by it. It's just that it's going to be interesting when you have him on one side, on the side of Roman Reigns, and his former tag team partner, the Samoan Werewolf Jacob Fatu, on the other, with Solo. I'm getting goosebumps already. God damn.
Nah, and look, I'm thinking like that's the easy thing, for Busted Open, great journalism about it, but like, for Dave to ask which side would you pick, right? That's the $1 million question. So it's like everything Zilla said could make sense, but WWE could always switch it up, right? But I thought like that to me, what he said was something I always went to. Like that'd be the perfect start off for him, if anything, because Zilla is Umaga's son, and Solo been, he's paying homage to the family, but also using the move, the Samoan spike. You know what I'm saying?
And
So that could also cause for story right there.
they're saying, you putting shame on my daddy by the way you stealing his moves and you thinking you him.
The one that
Now,
I
now
was
I gotta
really,
check you.
the one that I was really like intrigued by the word, how he said it was him and Jacob were a tag team, and this isn't the Jacob that he know. You know what I'm saying? So it's dope to see him in that interview, and everybody showing him the love he deserved, he getting, and that's what's up for real. So I
He's
think,
come a long way in a short period of time. So again, it's only right we
yeah,
give him his flowers.
it's only going up, and it's only a matter of time. Um, I'm interested to see like how he would get incorporated. What's his starting routes? Like, you know what I'm saying? Just send him to NXT, bring him up into the main story. So I mean,
Even
but
if
it's
he's
a
down
lot
to
of time from.
NXT for a few months, I don't think that's the end of the world.
No, it's not. It's just it'd be dope to see like when Solo came through the NXT. It was like he had a little bit of a transition of a character himself. If I can recall, he had the long hair on the Indies. He was doing similar stuff to the Usos. He was out there with his pops. You know what I'm saying? And then when he came to NXT, it was like a switch up. Like,
Street
you know what
champion.
I'm saying? Yeah, it was like okay, dope to see him take on that new character, and then a few months later, right into the main thing. So it's like, man, I can't wait for that. It was I didn't expect it. Like they didn't advertise that they're gonna have Zilla on the episode. They just had him.
Yeah, because usually the night before they kind of, or even like that morning layout, like what they got going on. Like I said no one saw this coming.
House
Dave,
of
hats
Glory,
off to
Crown
you.
Jewel champ. That's the House of he's many champions, but just as a little segue for a little something else, real quick before we get into SmackDown. House of Glory champion, right? Crown Jewel champion. That is Zillify 2, and we have another House of Glory thing happening. Ricky Starks
The saga
taking on Mike
continues with the
Sant.
story.
Oof. Taking
Wait,
on
wait,
Mike
wait, 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 wait,
Santana?
wait.
Is he taking
They're
on?
getting Santana.
I believe so, if I'm not mistaken. I
I
could be
mean,
wrong.
I may need to look up Fights of Queens for that one.
Could, let me see.
I know
I don't want to misguide the folks right there, but I believe that's the word I got right there.
that's gonna be one hell of a match.
8 days ago, Ricky Starks will face Mike Santana at Hog Wrestling Chicago event on January 17th. That's on Fightful. I'm seeing that on Fightful. Yeah, I see the graphic for it too. House of Glory tweeted it. In an absolute blockbuster main event, Hog World Heavyweight Champion Mike Santana would defend his title against a debuting Absolute Ricky Starks.
Well, this isn't the Queen show, is it?
No, this is Watch the Throne, January 17th,
That's Chicago.
Chicago. Yep.
Ooh.
I'm not gonna lie. House of Glory.
I may need to plan a weekend getaway to the Windy City. It's gonna be cold out there, but I may need to go to that one
See if
just
I
for that match
could
alone. If not, I got no shame ordering that pay per view right now.
throw this on the screen if you can see it right there.
What venue they gonna be at?
I would have to click into the ticket
Let's see.
Taylor to see. Wait.
I'll pull it up.
Logan Square Auditorium.
Ooh, that may already be sold out. That crowd's gonna be insane.
I believe tickets are still available.
Not for long, I bet you.
Man.
But
yeah, it's a lot going on right now. House of Glory seem like they're on the come up. They got Zilla Fatu. They got Mike Santana, Ricky Starks. Like that's not a bad. That's not like you know what I'm
hold on,
saying. I'm not familiar with everything else they
2 days
have.
ago, Ray Phoenix will be there on the 20th.
Ray Phoenix will be there on the 20th.
Mm-hmm. The same show the Hardys are going to be on. You got Matt Riddle there as well. Zilla versus Jake something. I believe Jake something is from TNA.
But
yeah, Hog's been on a roll for a while.
Yeah, shout out to them, man. But let's get into our SmackDown recap of the night, man. I felt like tonight, like I was texting you, as we usually do, recapping live reactions amongst ourselves. I felt like it was a weird vibe to it. Now it was not a bad weird vibe. It was a and where are we going? Okay, we start to show off with the bloodline. I mean, they show us packages of what happened at Survivor Series. They're showing us the fallen soldiers. You know what I'm
One
saying?
injury that we did not know about till tonight also.
I didn't know about the Tongaloa. What was it? A tricep or bicep? Bicep?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, the toolbox, it might have been one too many. Could have been something else.
It could have been something as small as him doing a little toss or a suplex. Who knows? But we wish him a speedy recovery.
For sure. That's tough. I'm not trying to say go away with the War Games match, but like they didn't even do nothing crazy in there aside from Bronson Reed. Like, and they should have been the ones to get hurt. Any other injuries in it is crazy. It's wild. I'm surprised that nobody else has really got her. Like I was surprised to see Jacob out there tonight. You know what I'm saying? They was talking about scares with him or whatever. Like, but he seems to be like, man,
But let's be honest, that man could break both his arms. He'll still be out there swinging.
right. We see the bloodline causing destruction as the show opens. They just taking out security. Um, I didn't expect nothing less. I felt like they were gonna be on time tonight. I didn't expect them to be any humble just because they took a loss.
You think they'd be quiet at least for a week?
Nah. The reason being is kind of like we touched on. I think it was after the PLE, but Solo, when it came down to the final moments of the match with Roman, he's like, "Nah, I'm still the tribal chief." Like he didn't care. Yeah.
It's like that scene in Friday just for correct those that brick at Debo. Who wants some? Who wants some of Debo?
And they came back causing havoc tonight. Um, Cody Rhodes goes down to the ring. We opening the show with Cody Rhodes. I'm sitting there thinking, all right, we're gonna get the same old, not the same old stuff, but he been in the program with Kevin Owens and stuff. So I'm thinking it's gonna get directly into the Kevin Owens stuff.
Nah,
This
nah.
is nah. That's where the interesting part comes in. Okay, American May makes their way out. How you felt about seeing Gable out there on SmackDown, teasing that he's potentially gonna be on the Blue brand?
Yeah, so again, like we started off the show with, it started off a little funky, but as the show progressed, stuff kind of made sense. Great
Right,
job.
right. Yep.
But this, he led off talking about a transfer portal opening up soon, and we're all going, huh? So we could be seeing American May make the jump to SmackDown from Raw, but as far as this segment as a whole, I thought it was incredible.
Now let's say,
Now,
right? Go ahead.
go ahead.
No, no, no. Go ahead.
I will say because
Ca-
Gable, I we know he's nice on the mic, he's nice in the ring, but to hold his own to this degree, very very well done. There was
Oh
some
yeah.
this seemed like again. I know as much as we joke about it, the YS6 debut has this particular segment or something along the lines of this would have followed from the Gunther stuff. Oh, his stock would be through the moon. But again, we got it today. Again, it was just as fine. And again, a few shots below the belt that they weren't bachelor, which was refreshing. But again, this is our main event for later in the evening. I wasn't mad at it.
No, I wasn't mad at it at all. It was just again interesting to see that they're teasing the idea of the transfer portal. And do you feel like if they do the transfer portal and then go right into a draft, is that too much, or you don't mind them playing around, throwing people around just to see what sticks, and then just doing the whole draft?
As much as I would love for them to do a trade off switch or whatever you want to call it between Raw, SmackDown, and NXT, as we learned, if they went a full fucking reset after that first week with a draft, I would think it'd be hilarious. But I think this might be the draft. Though again, if they just go if they hit the red button, just go full set on a draft on top of that, I wouldn't be mad at it. But again, let's once we get past that, should we get another switch up around this late summer, early fall? Just keep a consistent like rotation as to when we're going to expect these things, so that way we're mentally preparing ourselves to not get burnt out of something. Especially if we look at the calendar years, like we know, okay, this is one of the time where they do a cool off, reset here, recharge the batteries here. Just keep that cycle going.
It's just sometimes the reset. I struggle to find what's the goal with certain characters, right? Like I feel like certain characters, like Gable, for example, like you said, his stock would have been out the roof. I thought after the Gable stuff, he even has stuff going on with Sami Zayn when he was training him to defeat Gunther, and then he wanted that opportunity from Sami Zayn. There was money there. There was money with the Otis stuff. So it's like I don't understand the cool. Why not just put the jetpack on somebody that's already showing that they could hold their own on the mic. They A1 in the ring. They're basically the complete package. The only thing that he doesn't have on his side is height.
Well, this kind of goes in with my keep that wheel of consistency going because again, as in hindsight, as we learned since then, they kind of dialed back on stuff because then they dropped to 2 hours. Come January, they're going to be back to 3 hours, so they're trying to fill. My theory, they're going to throw some stuff at the wall. They're going to see if it still has legs like it did back then, and then we'll likely see how that third hour from Raw SmackDown will pan out. Or could now I'm not saying this is the end of the world because again, it seems like they're trying to build it as a legitimate third brand. If people have to be relegated to NXT to get that off the ground, and again, keep that wheel going, I'm not mad at it, but just stick to the plan.
Yeah, and that's my. I can't even say concern, but which we obviously see with the main storylines, they're keeping consistency. What I also wanted to ask you about was the shots they're taking. Like they going back to playing around. We see they do it with Pete Dunne. They call him Butch. We seeing tonight Shorty G, the star. What?
Yeah, let's go there. Yeah, did you ever think we hear that name again? Now, like I said, Cody specifically has been showing my theory has been showing signs that he's turning heel before our very eyes. Who's to say that? Okay, we see Seth Rollins adapt some type of like a Joker vibe. Maybe Cody could dive into similar to a Bo Dallas, that Jekyll and Hyde Two-Face mantra, to where there's one side of them and then there's darker side of them, much similar to Finn and the Demon.
Yeah, this isn't like a baby face doesn't speak like that. What he basically said was like a verbal low blow, and baby faces don't do low blows.
And this is straight in your face. He did it with Gunther as well. He's
He
doing it with
went
Kevin
right below.
now. Like, I'm gonna spit in your face. I'm gonna kick you in the nuts. What are you gonna do about it? But again, just those. If you think about it, he kind of recanted to Gable something oddly similar to what we saw the speech that he gave to Roman, where he said, "You will be a chief without a tribe. Jay's gonna leave you. Jimmy's gonna leave you. Sammy's gonna leave you. Your wise man will leave you."
I mean, Cody. I mean, he's tapping into that bag again. It was refreshing to see both of them go at it. Like you said, that set up what we gonna see for the rest of the night. We get to the backstage. We got Naomi, Bianca Belair. They looking for whoever took out Jay.
I've said this before with them, or with just in general. Post a difficult, post rough match or whatever, rough stipulations. Attention to detail. Sell the wounds of war.
Mm,
I love. Now, I would prefer the white tape over the kinesio tape, but again, tape up the injury. Attention to detail. Beautiful work.
definitely. And again, when we get into the match later, she's showing the effects of that, playing into it throughout the whole match and selling it. Chelsea Green and Piper Niven roll up. You know, they get into their troll mode. Um, that sets up what we're gonna see later on. Bianca and Piper Nivens. We get Jesse the Body on Saturday Night Main Event.
Wait. There was one more person in that match.
Go ahead.
It's Tiffy
Yeah,
time.
yeah. Wait, what? No, but yeah, that was for the Naomi match, right?
Mhm.
Yup. So we get into that. Let's get into it, man. I felt like I wasn't hype about this match as much as the others because I felt like Tiffy was gonna win, and that's what ended up happening. But WWE Women's United States Championship Tournament first round match: Elektra Lopez versus Naomi versus Tiffany Stratton.
Very impressive match.
Had that weird little spot. I guess they do the most what they can with these triple threats. But after this year, I hope we like. I don't want to see another rerun. Like what? Like for example, once we're done with WrestleMania 40 this year, or what is it, 41?
41.
41. Once we're done with 41 this year, I don't want to see another triple threats. Nothing. Nothing. Like
I think they've done like 30 tournaments this year or something like that. Only 30. But in
I
this
just,
match, and I go ahead.
it just for me, it feels like there's a force to create spots because there's so many triple threats happening, and to not make it look repetitive, it's just like, okay, what can we do this spot? And then as we seen with Naomi, she has like a little slip up that we don't really normally see her have, and then it causes for Tiffany Stratton to kind of like wait for the moment, wait for her to get herself, it's just weird stuff. But
Yeah,
I,
she still has
yeah,
a little bit of uncertainty in her moves. Now that
yeah,
could be part of the character, who knows? But body language tells a lot more than the eyes.
and I think if it's a singles match, that doesn't happen. It can, possibly, but because it's a triple threat, there's a extra factors. You know what I'm saying?
It's more noticeable.
Yeah, definitely way more noticeable. Especially when you got that extra person sitting there, kind of. If two people are engaging in a move and something goes wrong, you got the third person kind of like in limbo. Like you said, a more seasoned vet is gonna act on that moment
or
and
have
the
more confidence in
uncertainty.
thinking on the fly
Yep. But nonetheless, though, Tiffany won by pinfall.
from
How you
a
felt about see
beautiful moonsault.
beautiful Musa? How you felt
Uh,
about Electra in the ring?
Impressive. Like I said, there's incredible upside with her, but then again, that entire women's division, the sky's the limit with them. So
Just
again,
adding more.
just get the reps in, and it's only a matter of time.
I
But
gotta give
with
her credit though because obviously bet they doing their rounds and reps and practicing with us at the facility early before the shows go on. But Electra Lopez did not see her in any matches, and you just throw her in a triple threat match with Tiffany and Naomi. Is that's
same what we saw with BFAB not too long ago.
BFAB as well. Yeah, like you throwing them right out there on SmackDown in a title contenders match, and they looked good. Like they look like they belong. So that's a good thing for them going forward. You know what I'm saying? The next segment I'm going to talk about, I'm kind of
Real
like,
quick, before we get
hmm
into that, I want to just double down on I said that moonsault by Tiffany Stratton.
oh yeah, yeah,
You set her up halfway across the ring, and the way she just jumped off the ropes looked almost effortlessly.
effortless. Hey,
That's
that's
not
how real it
fair.
is. Yeah, nah, I felt that vibe because it just looked like you said, effortless. She just did it with ease. It was so smooth. It didn't even look like she put anything into those legs to go
Look,
that
she
far.
didn't even
Roots
jump.
just sprung back. Again, she's progressing a long way too. I just feel I'm waiting to see the more heel side of Tiffany Stratton. I feel like this little tweener. I don't know if she's completely babyface. This tweener, you
She's
know,
becoming a babyface before our very eyes. The minute
yeah,
she cashes in, no one's gonna boo her.
right. And then that's gonna be interesting. Another um layer in her game. You know what I'm saying? To see, I don't remember her being a babyface. So
She's always been a heel.
yeah, it's gonna be an extra layer to see right there for her and how she handles that.
But
But
no question over is just how long is too long with the briefcase.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm probably like crazy for thinking this way, but every time I see her, I'm thinking she's gonna cash in.
As it should be presented. But then again, it's like you can only dangle the carrot for so long.
Right. I mean,
But again, when we see moments like these uncertainty, maybe not quite ready yet.
I think I don't know. It could probably just fuck things up, but I would have thought you do that at like a fun moment, right? A moment that hasn't been presented. War games. Which stipulation would have took president? Now maybe it's too complicated. Maybe you're just doing too much. But at this point, I would enjoy like really something different. To be honest, like
Okay, do
the
it at the garden.
the mania cashing. I don't want to say it's getting old, but okay. We seen the heist. We seen Priest.
Has a female cashed in that mania yet?
No, but
Like I said,
again, we gotta have this conversation on the inclusivity thing, right? Remember, like we got a sidebar about that, and it's like if it's gonna make if the moment comes out really being special, then I'm for it. And I'm pretty sure the WrestleMania almost is almost always gonna be special. But I just don't want it to be like a feel that like once we get past a certain point, oh well, Mania.
well, here's the thing: like if you have her do it at mania, this is what it's telling me. You are automatically putting her in the Charlotte Rhea category. Automatically, can she rise to that occasion?
I still feel like she's gonna cash in on Live, and I feel like she's gonna be on Raw come Netflix.
Which again, not a problem. It's just again. as we see with this transfer portal, that could be a very real thing these next couple weeks. Like
A
we
lot
said,
can happen.
they they got a lot of time between now and the Rumble.
I just tweeted.
Netflix is in 3 weeks. Oh
I
no,
just
actually 30
tweeted
days
to.
from now.
I just tweeted to Carmelo. I just told him don't be the first round draft pick that gets traded. Cause he's saying he's the first round draft pick.
You
So
gonna
it's
get
like
him blocked before we can get him on the goddamn show.
you can't. Nah, I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Cause I mean I don't remember LeBron getting traded. I don't remember Jordan getting traded. Don't be that first round dude that gets traded.
Tyrese,
He cooking.
your worst enemy.
He cooking.
I'm just saying.
But
You
don't be
say you
that.
have again. That could be his thing. You send his ass to Raw.
You know what I'm saying? I love Kyrie Irving. Don't be Kyrie Irving. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Kyrie, man. Don't be Kevin Durant.
Hey, but again,
I honestly, and even the
a
Kevin
Hall of
Durant
Fame
trades, I
career is
really
a
don't
Hall
even
of
care.
Fame career.
I feel like Kevin Durant's trade, that's like a Carmelo instance right now. He's trying to push his way out. Yo, I want to go over here. You might as well send me over here. That's what's going on.
And the way he's looking at it like, one of y'all gonna appreciate what I can do, and you'll thank me later.
I ain't gonna lie. He go to Raw, he gonna have banger matches, but he gonna get destroyed over there. Right
You,
now,
you, you
that
you can't
landscape,
you can't tell me that right now him and Braun Breaker wouldn't put on a classic for the decade.
they'll put on a banger,
You
but he
can't tell
getting,
me Hill and
man,
Ilya won't throw it down again. You
he
can't
gonna
tell
get
me him
broke
and
in
Seth won't
half.
cook.
Cook, you gonna get destroyed on all three of those. He might get something with Elia if they do another series.
Sir, is that hat a little too snug? You got no faith in Mel, man.
I got faith in Melo, but he losing to Andrade. He got series with Andrade. He losing to LA Knight. If he go to Raw, I definitely think he losing to Braun Breaker, to Seth Rollins. Definitely think he losing to them guys. To Gunther. If he faced Cody tonight, if he faced Cody, what was it, last week, 2 weeks ago, lost? He faced Gunther. Oh man, yeah. That'd be a crazy man. I want to see. Has Melo ever faced Gunther in NXT? I don't think.
No.
They didn't. That level of physicality for Melo would be a test, right there. I mean, I know he's went against Ilya and stuff, but like, man, that size from Gunther and Carmelo, that'd be crazy. One
Or
chop and have Melo doing a
he's
flip.
taking Sheamus, who's arguably as physical.
Okay, I don't remember that one. I got to go back.
I said maybe.
Mm.
Um,
I know it'd have been interesting when they had him, when Bobby Lashley was there. He was supposed to get into something with him, but Monday Night Melo don't sound bad at all though.
I'm telling you. Like I
You
said,
got a night.
him and Braun would be a classic. Him and Seth would be a classic. Can you imagine the work him and Jail get done?
But if he goes to, I'm
I
gonna be
mean, Jail
honest.
has to go to SmackDown, but you get Mello and main event Jey. Monday Night Mello, main event Jey Uso one time, real quick.
Again, for me though, I feel like Carmelo looking like a clown. Like the character they got him. Look when he talking to Nick Aldis tonight, right? Nick Aldis walks off and he says what he says to nobody in the hallway, yelling out, turns around, think Aldis is still there. He goes to Raw. He got to have more of a more like you
I
know
need that. I need that Mello don't miss from NXT on Raw.
right, correct.
I need that man back.
Yeah, if you
Told that
telling me I'm
man to
getting
suit
that,
up.
yeah, yeah. If I'm getting that on Raw, I'm cool. They got
And
him
I
looking
said,
like a real rookie, like a real, like, you know what I'm saying? Like the class clown, so to speak, on
but again,
SmackDown.
that couldn't transition to. I tried telling you then.
I mean, it was interesting. I think a few weeks ago, too, Trick Williams mentioned Carmelo, you know what I'm saying? When he was naming all the people that built NXT, and he named a bunch of baby faces, and then he didn't want to really say Carmelo name, but He kind of slid it in there.
And again, you kind of almost have to, because again, he's when NXT was slaughtered by Vince, he rebuilt it. You have the black and gold of the Indie Darlings versus post Vince Slaughter, and then which was 2.0, and then this new NXT that we got now. Those pillars are Mello, Gunther, Braun, and probably Cora Jade. And
But you
again,
know what?
there's the other 8 from the roster did just as much work as them, but those 4 were the premier standouts, and you get those 4, and those state of minds back post Netflix. Raw's going to be something.
You know who I'm. All right, so we talking about Carmelo Anthony. I said Carmelo Anthony. Excuse me, Carmelo Hayes. um, I want to talk about somebody else on the SmackDown roster. The Street Profits.
Mm.
The next segment after that triple threat match was the Street Profits laid out in the backstage area. I automatically assumed, me thinking after seeing the opening segment, it might have been the Bloodline. And I'm thinking that's just them sending a message like, we're coming for that soon. And I'm going to get to them later on in a second. But that happened. We see Nick Aldis talking to the Motor City Machine Guns, telling them, you know, the match, it can't continue. Johnny Gargano's right there. No, like, we DIY, we could do it. We could. Nick Aldis is like, nah, this is too time. Like, it's too soon. They get the match done.
Which leads me to my theory. Ciampa been telling Gargano, either you got 1 week to fix this, or we're gonna do things my way.
Mm.
What if Johnny Wrestling took them out?
If this is setting up for the Street Profits to get that off of them, then I'm fine. But
I'll give it a chance. I agree.
yeah, I'll give it a chance. But if I don't, I really don't understand what just happened here. I don't, because on so many levels, the Motor City Machine Guns came and took the belt off the Bloodline. That's one. It seemed like, I don't know if it was just storyline, but it seemed like interviews, the Street Profits were kind of peeved by it. New people coming in, taking the titles. Then you give it to the people that the Bloodline took it off of in the first place, DIY.
Mm-hmm.
Now it was refreshing to see that twist in the story between them.
But the story of the tag team division on SmackDown is fascinating in the worst way possible. We thought the Raw side was bad. This is even messier.
But we seeing this on Raw too with the New Day. That was my other thing I wanted to get to. The I understand it because I don't think we've seen this too much in wrestling where a team look like they're on the verge of breaking up, and then the baby face just like goes heel with the one that's on the heel timing, and they did it twice in 1 week.
Yeah, very very strange. Now again, this is Triple H's mind that we're working with, so I'm here for. I'll give it a chance, but
The only thing, it was done differently
what
because,
in God's name are you trying to cook right now?
yeah, it was done differently in the sense this was done in the match, and then the New Day stuff was done in like an in-ring segment, but it's still the same outcome. We thought these teams was gonna break up, and now they're just heel tag teams, which gives them a refreshing look because we haven't seen a heel Gargano in a minute, a heel Ciampa in a minute, heel New Day in a minute.
We haven't seen heel New Day since they debuted 10 years ago. Let that sink in.
Are they technically 10 years and counting now that they haven't broken up?
The the third good question, because for all we know, they're still the New Day. They just booted E out of the team. We'll know Monday that they're still called the New Day.
I mean, because they could simply argue that like they said, Big E hasn't been around for them, so they've been the New Day without him for the last year and a half.
Actually, 4 years.
Oh my, it's been that long
Yeah,
already?
'cause he got hurt around the start of the pandemic.
No, you're right. You're right. Wow, time flies. Holy macaroni.
Yeah, he been gone for a minute.
Wow. But
Again,
again, I don't
'cause
I don't understand what's going on with that tag team division on both sides.
the division on both sides, aside from NXT, both Raw and SmackDown, they're both a mess. We're witnessing two story arcs that we've never even seen or even thought of in the first place. So that's still very new, very strange, but also very new. So we'll see where this goes. But
Would it have hurt to still like? Did the bloodline have to drop the titles? Like, would it have hurt like to have them walk into either Crown Jewel or War Games and face the OG bloodline with the championships?
I
I mean, I
think
know it kind of does
I,
nothing, but
I think given what we've seen with now Tongaloa being hurt, this is probably this is probably better than the belts being in limbo as a whole, like they would be with the bloodline. Because again, realistically, who could take the belt off of Tama Tonga and Jacob Fatu, which would be the current champions right now? Because
mm.
Solo will bring back the Freebird rule.
Which I'm gonna just jump a little ahead now because I know this might have happened later. But since we already talked about Solo, I thought it was interesting. They came out and beat down Andrade, LA Knight, and
Even
left
before,
Shinsuke.
let's look what who they beat up beforehand.
Tama Tonga, I think, came out and had attacked Andrade. Oh, you mean earlier in the?
Yeah, earlier in the show.
I know security was to open up the show.
I
They
think
said
the winner.
Apollo Crews was in the mix. In the
Yeah,
beginning of the show, Apollo Crews
I
was in the
saw him.
mix.
Yeah, he got clocked by I think Jacob. That's what I was thinking. But yeah, Shinsuke bowing out, especially with locking eyes with Tama Tonga again. Those who do have history, they said Shinsuke said, "Hey, ain't my prime right now, or you ain't my prime at the moment, so I'm good."
Mm.
But taking out LA Knight and Andrade, that was something.
And it felt like Solo had some real beef with Andrade. Like that was the first one he wanted to spike. And then LA Knight came through and tried to help. And then LA Knight just ended up getting the spike out of it. Samoa spike.
Did Solo and Andrade cross paths in NXT? I'm not sure. Maybe again, I'm not sure.
Hmm.
If so, it might have been right before he got released the first time. Maybe, but that promo by Solo was once
Huh,
again
I'm
stat.
spitballing here, but could we see a could this be like leading to an introduction of Solo versus Andrade, Charlotte's coming back, then we got Nia Jax into the Bloodline 2.0, Naomi with the OG Bloodline. Could we be going?
I honestly wouldn't be mad at that, but again, I'm not sure how committed they are to going back to intergender matches.
Mm.
That's my thing with them. Um, and another point with it, I don't. Is this how we're getting to Roman versus Solo?
Because I found it very odd. Like, why take out Andrade and LA Knight, but leave Shinsuke?
Well, Shinsuke dipped on his own. Like he didn't attack them. He just said, "Hey, y'all handle that, whatever. We ain't got no problems right now."
'Cause I feel like the only thing, if they're gonna kind of cool down OG Bloodline versus Bloodline of now, like the current Bloodline, I would have them reclaim some kind of gold. Let them go on this like spree that they on, and they got to reclaim championship gold.
I think that
I
might have
felt
been the plan if Tongaloa wasn't injured.
so. Now hold on. What would you more rather see? Would you rather see Tonga Loa go for the United States Championship and Solo and Jacob as a tag team?
It seems like it could be maybe Tama coming out for a U.S. Shot.
I said Tonga Loa. I meant to say Tama Tonga. You're right. You just said Tonga Loa was injured. Tama Tonga.
And also, what a lot of dead folks may not understand is not only does Tama Tonga have history in Japan with Shinsuke, he got history with Andrade as well.
And that's the person he attacked. When
Hmm.
Andrade came out to the ring,
Yeah, all three
he
of them got history with each other. And like I said, Tama Tonga and Andrade, that give that match 10, 15 minutes, and you will all be amazed.
mm. But yeah, I mean, again, just to like double down, because I just wanted to let the folks know out there, just y'all let us know how y'all feel about DIY turning heel, New Day turning heel, the championships. Just like I don't really feel like it was a real competitive scene. They attempted to make it a competitive scene leading up to the tournament. Like when they first introduced Motor City Machine Guns into the tournament, they won. It felt like things were gonna change, and then it's been a lot of like bullshit going on in my opinion. You got the Street Profits a challenge, and then DIY breaks up the match, and it's just been a lot of weird stuff
Real
going
weird.
on. Yeah, and for the Street Profits, I really feel like they've been real talented at what they've been doing. So to I don't know, to see them keep like I think it's just real foolish that they so athletic and street and they could just get attacked like that if it isn't by the bloodline. Like you said, like if it's just Gargano and Ciampa that attacked them from behind, then I mean, you know, it's just making the Street Profits look more weak to me. I think the idea would be to keep making them look strong, but they haven't been doing that to me. It's just they either look foolish or there's been instances when they're in matches and let's say one of them
Yeah.
is getting pinned and the one on is doing something. You know what I'm saying? They haven't been looking like they're on the same page. Even I'm watching this Gargano and the DIY match. Unless they look like they planned it, but they had that one moment when they was pushing each other in the ring. It's just a bunch of weird
And
stuff with that.
yeah,
But we move along. We got Bianca Belair versus Piper Niven. I didn't think I needed to see this match. Like it was one that when they put it together, I was like, where they going with this? Like, and it ended up being a good match to me. I thought it went on a little longer than it should have, but it was still like an impressive match to watch. You know what I'm saying? See Bianca do most of the stuff. Piper taking a lot of the spots right there and just continuing on with the match. Chelsea Green too. I mean, that KOD from Bianca, from Piper that dropped onto Chelsea.
but more importantly, who took out Jade?
Mm, that's right. How you feel? How you feel about that being put together?
Again, the match, I'm never going to be mad at that because, again, Piper's talented, Bianca's talented, so that match is always going to cook for me. This is one of the stories where I'm more intrigued in everything else around what's going on with the story. Like I just want to know who did it.
Mm.
Was it Naomi? Was it Bianca? Could it be somebody else?
I don't think we'll know. For the foreseeable future, like I told you the other day, I think it's one of those things they're gonna keep close to the vest where at the right time, if they can audible, okay, we'll throw in this person or that. You know what I'm saying? But right now, I think we're gonna keep getting a bunch of teasers, and they're gonna leave it up for us to speculate and to keep talking about
No,
it. You know what I'm saying?
no. Do you have it on ice past this transfer portal period?
Now I don't
Also,
know
how long
what's
is this transfer portal period?
right. Like I was about to say, I don't know what's the exact details. They kind of just mentioned that. What did you catch what Cole said about SmackDown in January 3rd? What was that about?
That's the first SmackDown 2025,
Okay. So yeah, I guess we'll have some more concrete news by that.
and that also should be SmackDown's first day at 3 hours.
Yeah, we'll have some more news by that January 6th episode of Netflix. I feel like it's seeming like it's gonna be a big episode. Travis Scott, Roman Reigns. I
Becky
mean,
Lynch,
man, like
she's been listed.
man. But yeah, we got the DIY winning over the Motor City Machine Guns, and then we have Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes later on. But that's after that's really like Kevin Owens did that sit down with Michael Cole talking about Cody.
In his
So
car.
in his car, Michael Cole had to go out to the parking lot garage area.
I
I
thought
thought
the
that was
segment was
smooth.
hilarious.
Yeah, I thought that was smooth.
And I'm gonna say this again. Kevin is telling the truth. He's not
Man,
wrong in this.
I mean, like I feel like they're doing a good job here, but I'm just not invested. Like I just don't feel invested. That's the problem for me. I'm doing my best to want to feel invested, but I'm
I feel like had
just
we not, I think you just got the bad taste of the last match in your mouth still.
that's what it is. And I really hope that they could change the narrative for me when they face off at Saturday night's main event. And not only them, but whoever else is on the card. I really hope that they make Saturday night main event something to look forward to going forward. You know what I mean? Especially since they're gonna have another one. What the next month after that? Was
January
it the same?
25th
Yeah. And what we got Saturday night main event tomorrow, isn't it?
next week.
Next week? Okay. So we getting it next week. Man. Ooh wee. But the like we said, the main event tonight was set up in the opening segment. Chad Gable and the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, man. I thought this was a phenomenal match. Like it's one of those things that again, I look at Gable like he should be in the heavyweight pictures, like, but it's easy to see you throw him in there, he takes a loss, and then you send him right back down to the United States or Intercontinental. Like that's the thing. But I really think he's a main event like he got the tendencies. He's good on the mic. He's great in the ring. I was saying it earlier. He got the ring gear, the entrance. You know, like when he was a face, he got the cheers from the crowds. He gets the boos as a heel. He gets the reactions. It's everything you want as a superstar. So I think it was refreshing to see him in the ring with Cody. Now I know I seen something online probably like a month ago when they was overseas and Cody Gunther took a picture with who was it, Tom Espo or
Aspinall, the
Espinal.
interim UFC heavyweight champion.
They took a picture and I think Chad Gable had came out and interrupted that. At that
Hmm.
time, it felt weird because I was like, what's the? But now seeing this or hearing the transfer portal and them throwing him on Smack. I ain't gonna lie too. I wouldn't mind seeing what do they call the Creed brothers or American Made? I guess the Creed brothers. I wouldn't mind them seeing as a tag team on SmackDown. Feel like they haven't really been used on Raw because they've been in this Wyatt Six storyline. So they've been used, but not for the title picture. Feel like they just been
Hear
Chad
me out.
Gable's
Hear me out. Brutus Creed versus Tama Tonga. Take
man.
my money.
It's a
Imagine Chad Gable brings out the shush for the yeah 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 yeah.
or even Julius versus Jacob will go crazy. The athleticism there.
Oh
Mm,
yeah, athleticism, physicality.
that'll go crazy right there. And that's what I'm saying. That the way the American made is, that's like they got the whole package to me. So
Well, also Ivy now versus Jade and or Bianca would be kind of interesting. Just saying.
and I'm glad that remember I spoke about this the other day too, that if we're gonna be splitting up teams and stuff, like I don't like the idea of actually splitting up a team because of a draft. Either keep them together or acknowledge, all right, we still on separate shows, but when we come together, it's you know what I mean, it's like we never left. All of that drafting to a person to another show or trading them, and it's like you taking them away from the tag team, and it's like even right now, like you start off Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins, and you put them in a trade. It's kind of like I feel like Montez Ford could be himself as is right now. We seen it on that potential run he was about to go on in the Elimination Chamber. But Dawkins is the one that I'm like, how would he fare? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's no shot to him, but it's more like throughout their run, I feel like Montez has been the more charismatic one, the more memorable one on the mic. The move set is more memorable, so it's easy to point him out as like, oh, the guy of the tag team. And then if you split them up, but if you split them up and say, all right, Dan, they split us up, but whenever we get a chance, we still the prophets. Then it's like, okay, he don't got to completely change them aspects of the street profits. He could keep some of the, but he got to add layers. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
But Cody and Chad Gable, man, they had a nice match. Chad Gable always selling the move perfectly. Got planted with the crossroads right inside. I like the way he was working on Cody Rhodes' leg. You don't really see that too much. Only a technician would do stuff like that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Attention to detail.
Yeah, like that felt very old school to me. Like you don't, and for good reason. You don't want to overdo the spot, but you don't usually see the boot of a competitor coming off and the other competitor exploiting the weak spot,
The
continuing to
last time I
apply
seen a spot
damage,
like that
setting up.
was WrestleMania 20, Eddie versus Kurt Angle.
hmm Yeah, that's what it honestly gave me vibes of that for real. The good old one boot, one sock. But the part that got me is after Cody wins the match, you know what I'm saying? He's just sitting there, and then we see Kevin Owens.
We thought he skipped town. We were wrong. He just had to drive around the block real quick.
Again, I feel like I don't know, man. Like they gotta, it don't feel the same when all right, they're not having matches every week, but this don't feel the same level of Drew and Punk to me.
Glad you brought that comparison because we're the same thing. Cody, Phil taught you how to do a proper blood feud. What's this bullshit? But I do have a possible theory for their match at Saturday's main event, but I want to see how next Friday pans out first before I give away my little theory on that.
And I'm glad that you mentioned like CM Punk because that's another thing. We know Cody got a gritty side, and I don't know if it's done why it's being done, but he need to just show that gritty side and show like how CM Punk does it. Like, yeah, I'm still a baby face, I'm still your face, but for this match, I gotta enter uncharted territory. I gotta go to the dark side.
Well, I think in Cody's case, once he goes down that road, he kind of needs to stay there. Otherwise, they're gonna kill him even more.
Yeah. But that's it. The show is sitting there setting up the Saturday night main event for you said next week.
Correct. The go home show for the final event of the year. That will be televised.
Ooh, we. I'm trying to see if there's any more news on anything that happened post, but I don't see anything there. Was this a live episode of SmackDown or was this pre?
This one was live. I think the double tapes won't happen until after Saturday night's main event as they get ready for their Christmas vacations.
Mm.
Like I said, it'd be nice if they air the Garden Show.
Yeah, I just seen the injury too earlier for Bronson Reed, his ankle. I was like, damn,
Yeah, that was a rough one. Miracle he didn't get both ankles.
man, for real. The other one I know gotta have some bruising though. He landed on both them things, like.
Yeah.
But yeah, anything like what do you think? You think just like the final thoughts, you think the bloodline storyline is gonna get a little cool down until what's the next one? Rumble or Chamber? Is it?
Rumbles in February.
But that'll be the next one after Saturday night main event.
Yep.
When's the next time we see Roman Reigns? We didn't see him tonight.
Mm,
January 6th.
third maybe.
That Friday before.
He'll be on
Oh
that
yeah,
first
that.
SmackDown, and then he'll be at Raw. And like I said, I'm very curious as to what happens at that Garden Show. That's usually where shit gets a little funky, anyways. And if they were to air it, I'd say that's probably where people see him next.
Mm. That Garden Show is alive though, or is
It's a live event.
it's a live event? Oh, the Christmas one, or
Yeah, I think it's the day after Christmas.
yeah, this might be a little break time for Roman, and then because it's gonna be the next after this is, I mean, we gearing up to WrestleMania, so this little in between these few weeks could do justice for what we about to see.
Hmm.
Now, I mean, does the Bloodline storyline get slowed down any bit because of these injuries?
I think if anything, they'll experiment more, like I said, more with Jacob, more with Tama as just actual killers, much like with Solo. Solo gonna get back in more like a primal state. Um, I think they'll just wreck shop for a minute away from Cody and everybody else, just to further establish themselves as people that shouldn't be messed with.
Mm.
So again, you may get matched with LNI, with Shinsuke, with Andrade until then. You could maybe have a match with KO or something. I mean, there's stuff for them to do to get them by until January 3rd. So again, it's only a couple weeks. Worst case scenario, just have them do some very wonderful pre tapes that we're all avid fans of.
I think the beautiful part is that they might just have the plan for the plan. Like, if anything go wrong, injury wise, like there's still other factors. There's still Hikaleo. There's still Lance.
Well, here's my question: these last couple weeks for the year, do you even need them right now?
Nah,
Exactly. So
but I don't know how long. Well, I don't really see Bronson Reed really, unless they have plans of him really being included in the Bloodline storyline. I'm not including him, but I wonder how long Tonga gonna be out for. And I'm pretty sure after surgery, if he's gonna need any, they can still use him on cam, like arm in a sling.
depending on how bad the tear is, he might be fine by the Rumble or
Mm.
Chamber. But again, I think this is a time to where, like I said, they can all members of the Bloodline could afford to take some time off until January. Let everything else breathe. Like I said, this gives them time to see what they can do to fill towards that third hour.
Do you think they're gonna have a smooth transition to the third hour? Or do you feel like
The
somewhat
work,
like
the work
it's
that they
gonna be a
put in
reset?
now, the work that they put in now is definitely going to tell them what they have to fill that time slot. The tricky part, like I said, is going to be the time slot for Raw. That's probably where the most questions will be, because
Mm.
USA, they've had Raw for 3 hours for the past few years, so they kind of have a sense of the formula that WWE is looking for to begin with time wise. So that's going to be an easy change. Just who's going to be included in that third hour. Or like I said, with Raw, is it going to be at the times that we're accustomed to? Is it going to be earlier in the day? How you going to get by doing stuff without spoilers? And as
Sounding
for
good. Sounding good.
and as for NXT, who gets called up? Um, who for the main roster is going to come down to help elevate them to make them an official third brand?
Mm.
We shall see.
We shall see. But chat, y'all know what it is, man. Y'all see the QR code right there. We're about to play that jump. Yes, sir. Y'all tap in with us. I hope everybody have a great night. Appreciate y'all tapping in. We gonna see y'all on Monday. Yes,
Chilling
sir.
at the head of the table where the bosses sit, stunning everything in sight, whether it's in the bloodline or corporate. Walk me out, they laid a big smile, no handcuffed by officers. Hold on, wait, I think they lost the script. We got some shooters. Pow. It's off the hip. Yeah. Oh, chilling at the head of the table where the bosses sit, stunning everything in sight, whether it's in the bloodline or corporate. Walk me out, they rain a big smile, no handcuffed by officers. Hold on, wait, I think they lost the script. We got some shooters. Pow. It's off the hip. Chilling at the head of the table where the bosses sit, stunning everything in sight, whether it's in the bloodline or corporate. Walk me out the arena, big smile, no handcuffed by officers. Hold on, wait, I think they lost the script. We got some shooters. Nah, it's off the hip. Off the hip. Chilling at the head of the table where the bosses sit, stunning everything in sight, whether it's in the bloodline or corporate. Walk me out the arena, big smile, low handcuffed by officers. Hold on, wait, I think they lost the script. We got some shooters, pow, it's off the hip. We got some shooters, pow, it's off the hip. Chilling at the head of the table where the bosses sit, stunning everything in sight, whether it's in the bloodline or corporate. Walk me out the arena, big smile, no handcuffed by officers. Hold on, wait, I think they lost the script. We got some shooters. Pow, pow, it's off the hip. Pow, of the table where the bosses sit, stunning everything in sight, whether it's in the bloodline or corporate. Walk me out, get read a big smile on, handcuffed by officers. Hold on, wait, I think they lost the square. We got some shooters, pow, it's off the hip. Pow. I got some shooters, pow, it's off the hip. We got some shooters, pow, it's off the hip. Pow, off the hip. Chilling at the head of the table where the bosses sit, stunning everything